All right, we're gonna move on to the Weaver bracket. We have Die Hard with the roof jump taking
Mm-hmm.
on Hero, which is the Nameless versus Sky fight. Uh,
Okay.
I
Um.
do know we have to speed up a little bit for your own time's sake as well.
Yes.
So
So if we should have just said, shaky cam sucks in the last one, I'm just gonna sum up Die Hard with, I'm not an explosion guy. So the Die Hard scene really doesn't do anything for me.
what?
I I really don't get much out of any
Okay, so
of
let's
it.
talk about this. It's 1988. John McTiernan, who is
Yep.
known as Die Hard, is the archetypal action movie of a
Yeah.
generation, and it's a great Christmas movie, by the way, for anyone who wants
I
to
I
get into
love
it.
Die Hard.
Die Hard's
I just
great.
don't I just don't get much out of that part of it.
So the funny part is I had the exact opposite reaction where I watched it because we talked about this on our episode 2 weeks ago. What part of Die Hard makes it? No one's disputing Die Hard is a phenomenal, one of the best action movies of all time.
Hmm.
No one's disputing that. What we were disputing is what scene actually makes it on the merit of just the scene. And the roof jump, we're like, okay, I think it's the roof jump. I watched it and I went, holy fuck, this is incredible. Like, this is such good, quick storytelling because I loved it from the sense of you understand the danger. By the scene, it's a little like, why is he just randomly shooting above a bunch of hostages' heads? You're like, what are we doing that for?
Yeah.
But it's because he's trying to get them back inside so they don't blow up. But I loved the storytelling aspects of it. He has threats from the terrorists of blowing up. His own safety is at jeopardy constantly because of his own detriments of having to walk over glass and other shit like that. He has
Hmm.
the he has the danger of having to jump off a fucking roof. He has the danger of almost getting shot by cops that are
Oh
thinking
yeah,
against.
Robert Davi's trying to snipe his
Yeah,
ass.
he's trying to take him out hard. Robert Davi took quite the departure from the Goonies in this scene. So he's got like four threats, plus he's got the after effects of once he's pulled through, makes it in back into the building, and then the wheel to the hose
Oh,
almost pulls him back out.
that's the part I like. The end of the scene is the part I like.
That I
But like
think it's all that's incredible.
in terms of like the big spectacle part of the scene, which is like what most people would think about in this scene,
Yeah.
that's the part I don't really get much out of.
See, what I like about it is the multiple different angles where you see the close ups to Bruce Willis's character, John McClane. But I love how it's getting shot from above with the chopper, and I love the shots from below. So you get all these different visual angles to show you how dangerous this situation is.
Mm.
That I really find impressive. But I understand if the explosion doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But I love the character work in it, where you just know this is a relentless, you know, like hero. He's like, I will not rest until I do this. And it's really interesting to see his feet wrapped up while he's having to jump through glass again. And you're like, God damn, guy can't catch a fucking break. But again, this is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It is
Yeah, that's quick.
fast. It is very fast. But yeah,
Um,
the big explosion is super 80s. Just like, why is there a big
yeah,
explosion? Because there's a big explosion.
yeah. It has to be in every 80s movie.
Correct.
And then Hero is like the complete opposite.
uh, 2002, directed by Yimou. Um, very interesting way to shoot this.
Yeah. I first off, I love that old man playing that little whatever instrument that is.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is I like the pretext to it. I love getting him to start playing the music. I love the rain coming down. I think that's all very visually pleasing and very fun. I like the classic standoff. But part of what makes this good for me also makes it bad. Is I love the idea and even the execution of the storytelling in that in this standoff we're both essentially going to meditate and view this entire scene or entire fight how it's going to
Hmm.
go.
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting way to do it, and you're showing it visually where you're cutting back forth from reality and dreamland where you have the fight happening in black and white and
Yeah.
then you see little
The,
bits of color.
yeah, the fight is playing out but it's all playing out in their minds.
I think that's really interesting. Then it ends so anticlimactically
Oh
because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
expecting this great
That's
epic
that's
fight,
that's the problem with the scene. Yeah.
and then you come out and it's he waves through the water and just stabs him, and it's over. And you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Uh, I like how it's filmed. It's like really like almost abstract and experimental at
A
times.
little bit, yeah,
Like the editing where it's like cutting away to like the rain dripping down into the pots and stuff,
yeah,
and like them cutting through the rains and stuff like that. That's really cool. Obviously, it's Donnie Yen and Jet Li who are like two masters of their craft
yes,
at like the peak of their talent. It'd been a long time since I've seen this movie, so I didn't remember any of it.
yeah,
I like that it was also filmed in black and white for the film for the fight part of it.
yeah.
That was cool.
And the fight choreography is incredible. I love
Oh
when
yeah,
Donnie Yen jumps and he's hanging upside down and he's still fighting. It's ridiculous. It's bullshit martial
yeah.
arts cinema from
Oh well,
Asia.
that's just yeah,
But
that's
at the
just
same
Chinese.
time,
I think that's just Chinese martial arts
but at the
filmmaking.
same time, there's something fun and appealing about it. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but for moments, it's really fun, and that moment's rad. Where you're just
Yeah,
like, nice.
I can't remember if it was either this film or the Jet Li film Fearless. I went to the theaters with Dong Ho and his family to go see it.
Nice.
It was one of those two. I can't remember. It was one of the Jet Li films. But I always like the martial arts Chinese or like Asian films because they're not afraid to just go kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like they'll just go kind of weird at times, and I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, again, I think it's a really interesting way to tell a
Also,
story.
Sherlock Holmes 2009 just completely ripped it off. I didn't think about that until I rewatched it. I was like,
It pays a
thing
lot
just
of,
completely ripped it off. Like
if
for
if
those fight
if
scenes.
that's what movies are doing, it's a pretty big compliment to your movie if they're just gonna be like, ah,
Yeah,
fuck it, let's just take it. I think all of it's really interesting. The end is way too anticlimactic for me.
I would agree. I would say Die Hard deserves to go on
Die Hard's gonna be one of them.
only because that.
Die Hard feels like there's stakes. Where this, it feels like there's stakes, and they're just like, nope.
If there was a better ending to the fight scene, I would vote for Hero. But yeah,
I think it would be a discussion. I think I'd still go for Die Hard, but yes. So, all right, we're gonna go Die Hard on this one. We're not trying to rush. We're just trying to be a little bit more efficient with our time here. So, Die Hard is moving on, and it's going to play the number one seed, possibly the number one overall seed of the entire tournament, which is the truck chase from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Congratulations, John McClane. You now have to go up an even bigger juggernaut.
yeah,
However, nonetheless, I'm glad Die Hard made it just so we don't have to deal with, hey, Die Hard not even making it into the tournament. Again, it's not the full movie. Because if it was a full movie, Batman vs. Superman wouldn't be anywhere near this fucking thing. It's just the scene
yeah.
itself.